Good afternoon, Radio Rockin' Tours, worldwide and across the fruited plain. And welcome to another Tim's Tirade. Fortunately for you, we don't do these often. But when we do them, they're interesting productions, to say the least. I kind of, I miss Rush. I really do. I know what he would be saying about all this stuff going on, but I miss his sense of humor about it, you know? The guy was always just so good with that. And that's kind of what I miss most about him. But anyway, I would be remiss if we did not make some commentary about the election and about all the stuff that's been going on around for the last year or so. You know, when I was hosting this show, back in 2016, we did a lot of political commentary, but I've refrained from doing that because, we're a radio show about radio. We're not a political show, but I'm sorry. I would be remiss if I did not say the following. Well, first of all, let me tell you that I am an independent, or NPA. I get my information from as many sources as possible. My propaganda channels of choice, as Gina puts that, and I love it, include CNN, where my TV stays most of the time, agree or disagree, because I happen to like having news on in the background just for fun, Fox News, Hannity, Clay and Buck's radio show, and, of course, Messed Up NBC with Lawrence O'Donnell. I love him. I know that these sources give me nothing but their own form of propaganda, and they all lie to me, never even coming close to the truth. So I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. Instead, I'm going to explain to you what you're voting for. Our forefathers' biggest fear when they drafted our Constitution were political parties because they considered them to be divisive. The first was a conservative group, the Federalists, in 1789, who supported the drafting of the Constitution, creating a strong, centralized federal government. The Anti-Federalists, who gave us our Bill of Rights, were opposed to a strong, centralized federal government because of what the British had done to us and the Revolutionary War. So what we see today are political parties run amok. And as you know, there are basically two of them. They have become totally out of control to the point where they are no longer political institutions, but with all their power and money, let's just call them what they really are: crime syndicates. That's right. Our government is controlled and run by two crime syndicates. You may call them what you will, Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, and the only thing they care about is what all criminals desire: money and power. So remember, when you cast your ballot, you're voting for criminals. Pure and simple. But I don't like to use the word vote. I prefer the more descriptive word, endorse. When you endorse a check, you're putting your name on it. And when you vote for or endorse a candidate or ideal, you're doing the same thing. And to prove my point about them all being criminals, well, one of the candidates is truly a convicted criminal, and he has been indicted with 34 felony counts against him. Well, with that, at least he deserves to be on the ballot, right? And the other candidate, well, she hasn't been charged with anything yet, but after all, she's new at this. Give her a chance. And remember, both of these candidates are lying to you and have their own agendas. That's what all this insanity and toxic political rhetoric is about. And know that neither one of them cares a bag of beans about you, to borrow a line from Ray Charles. And when they get in office, they will do exactly what their crime bosses tell them to do: screw the American people for as much money and power as conceivably possible for the next 4 years. So with all this, who should you vote for, and why bother? Well, to start, never take any of this political stuff seriously. Consider the word politics. It's derived from the Greek words poly, which means many, and ticks, meaning blood-sucking insects. After all, there's really nothing you can do about it, and voting won't really change anything. Just think of it as a dreaded 4-year Olympic sporting event where you're rooting for one team or the other. Makes it a little easier to vote when you think of it in those terms. And if you vote for Team A at the top of the ballot, vote for Team B for the rest of the roster. That way, you can achieve perhaps the best possible outcome. Government impediment, where no one gets hurt and nothing gets done. In other words, gridlock. As for why vote at all, well, with everything these candidates have put us through over the past year, consider it payback. You know, it's a great feeling to determine the outcome of a sporting event, not to mention telling these candidates, we never want to see you on our televisions again. In other words, you're fired. For Tim's Tirade and Radio Connection Live, I was Tim O'Connor.